Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Stick around because this is going to be a good video, and it's going to be talking about the yet another group of Israelites, the children of God in Africa. And this is about the Sukuma people of Tanzania. Let's see, they're from the Great Lakes region, the African Great Lakes. They're the largest ethnic group in Tanzania and northwestern Uganda, with an estimated 10 million members, or 16% of the country's total population. And Sukuma means north and refers to the people of the north. The, according to this, the Sukuma refer to themselves as the Basukuma, and the uh, with the N in Sukuma. And so now there another point that I want to make too is not only that the Sukuma people are Israelites, but their God, Liwelelo, is the same God as Yahweh of the Old Testament. That's right. The Sukuma people's God, Liwelelo, is Yahweh of the Old Testament. And it's very similar to the Wele, to the supreme being of the Bamasaba people, uh, Wele. So let's take a look at something. So the Bible itself tells us that the Israelites are black people. A lot of people don't even know that these verses are in the Bible. But I recommend that you go to the King James version, because with these verses that I'm about to read, the King James version of the Bible is the most accurate, okay? Now, the I'm going back to the Old Testament in Jeremiah chapter 14:2 tells you that the Israelites are black. Now, this is about Judah. Judah is the southern tribe of Israel, okay? And so let's read it. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. Right there it says, they are black unto the ground. They're black. Another verse. So, and write this down if you need to, or save it. Write these verses down. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. Now, this is about a lover of King Solomon, the mighty King David's son. And she's describing herself, how she looks. She's also Judean. Now, listen. I am black, verse 5. I am black, but comely. That means, comely means beautiful. So she's saying, I am black, but beautiful, O ye daughters of Jerusalem. As the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. The tents of Kedar are black. The curtains of Solomon are black. So all of those things are emphasizing the fact that this Israelite woman is black. Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 6 now. Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. Okay, so right there it's saying, let me keep reading. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard I have not kept. So what she's saying, she says, I'm black, okay, but don't look. When you go out in the sun and you're already black, guess what's going to happen? We get darker. You're going to get much darker. So she's saying, I've been out working in the vineyards, I've been in the sun. So the sun has made me blacker. That's what it's saying. Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 11. This is speaking of the mighty King Solomon, or the wise King Solomon. It says, his head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. Did you hear that? So it says his locks are bushy. Who has bushy locks? We know that black people wear bushy locks, especially the race known as Negroes. Some people call them dreadlocks, but locks are all over where our people are at. People wear locks and they're bushy. Black people have bushy locks. and black as a raven. Now that last part, it says, and black as a raven. When I look that up in the Strong's Concordance, the Bible Concordance, it says that black as a raven is referring to King Solomon's skin color. It's referring to how he looks, his skin. So right there it's saying the King Solomon is black as a raven. The raven is a very black bird, black, darker than this phone, very black and very like a shiny type black. Okay. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 8 now says, their visage is blacker than a coal, speaking of the Israelites. Okay. Their visage is black like a coal. Visage means the way they look, their face, or the way they look. The way they look is blacker than a coal. So right here, once again, this phone is black like a coal. The coals are even more of a solid black. So that's telling you right there again, the Israelites were very black people. Lamentations chapter 5, verse 10 says, of the Judeans, the southern tribe of Israel, says, our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. Right there it shows that the Israelite skin was black. Like an oven means if you have a wood fire oven or a coal fire, whatever type of oven you have, when you cook inside that oven, the inside of the oven's going to be black. You're going to be able to take your finger and rub across it, or take something and rub it, and it's going to come off black, black soot. This is what it's saying. So the Israelites in the Bible itself tells us that the Israelites are black, which also tells us, it speaks of the Sukuma people. The Sukuma people, the reason that they're Israelites and they're black. Listen here, the Bible predicts that the Bible says they be black. The true Israelites are not European. They are African. Now, let's take a look at something else. So that also to help put things into context of the Sukuma people and that they're Israelites, okay, and where they would be. The Old Testament also tells us that the Israelites would be in Africa. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 10. And this is a prophecy speaking of the Israelites. And this is what God is going to do. Almighty Yahweh is, it says, verse 10, from the rivers of Ethiopia, I'm sorry, from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring my offering. So right there is saying, when you go into Africa, once you pass, the Israelites would have had to come from the east into Africa, northeast Africa, through Egypt, from Israel, from the Middle East, and go through. They would have to go through Egypt, in the Sudan, uh, Ethiopia, and those places like that, the whole east side, and that's what the Israelites did. The and so that the Bible shows you, once you go past Ethiopia, the rivers of Ethiopia, and let me say something else. Back in Bible times, Ethiopia or Cush was not just the country where it's known now. Ethiopia was a big part of northeastern Africa, much bigger than what it is. It was a very big area known as Cush, not it was not the modern country. So that shows you that once you go past that, you're already into Africa, and that's where the Bantus went. Realize that the Sukuma people, like the Bantus, the Bantu migration into Africa, or the Bantu expansion, is really the Israelite expansion into Africa. The Bantus that settled in the Great Lakes area and went to Tanzania and Uganda and um, Kenya, and they went, some stayed in the places where they're at. Many of them kept going to other places. They kept moving, and so realize that the Bantus are Israelites. They're synonymous, it's the same. Bantus and the West Africans that are related to them are Israelites and all have the same blood type. The Y DNA or the male DNA is E1B1A or a subvariant. This has been proven. And so now let's take a look at something else. Let me read it. This book is called The Hebrew Heritage of Black Africa, and I love it because the simplicity of it is written by a European named Stephen Jacobs. Now, in this book, it says, let me read the front page. It says, Stephen, fully documented, Jacobs, a European and historian, confirms the presence of Black Hebrews and Israelites throughout the length and breadth of the motherland centuries ago and now. So he's saying he knows throughout Africa and throughout from north to south and going east to west, the whole Africa has had Black Israelites in it and has it, especially sub-Saharan Africa. And in sub-Saharan Africa, you'll find the purest Israelites, among the purest in the world. But those of us who were sent into the Atlantic slave trade and others, our DNA is the same. We are also Israelites. So in this book, in chapter 8, understand about the Sukuma people or where they're supposed to be, and all the related people, the Bantus, and the West Africans, such as the Ashanti, and the Yoruba, and the Igbo, and the Fon people, and the Ewe, and the Mandinka, the Wolof people, the Tikar, and so on and so forth. Realize that they're all related to the Bantus. There's one big family of Israelites. They are all Hebrews, the Hebrews of the Old Testament of the Bible, and they are the Bantus, are the children of God. The Sukuma people, understand, are the children of God. Chapter 8 in this book, page 70 says, Africa is the homeland of Judaism too. And understand, it's not a European book. The Bible was not written by Europeans. The Bible was written by the ancestors of the Sukuma people and other Bantus. It was always in Africa. Look here. Many of the most important events in the shape, nature, and destiny of Hebraic and Judaic way of life began in Africa. This cannot be said of any other major world religion. And it says, and these events, to the extent they underlie native Black African culture and belief, never left the African continent. And here are some of the reasons for the conclusion, briefly summarized. There is evidence that the Bible and elsewhere that Abraham, the original Hebrew and father of the Israelites, was of Cushite or Black descent. Number two, Abraham first traveled to Africa, where he received permission to settle in the Middle East land of Canaan. Number three, Moses, in many respects, the founder of the Israelite way of life, as we know it today, was born in Africa and therefore was an African. The first Passover, which was the prelude to the Exodus under the leadership of Moses, occurred in Africa. The scene of the all-important Mosaic revelation on Mount Sinai took place in the Sinai Peninsula, adjacent to continental Africa. And so so realize that we've been deceived. Our people took our book, painted the pictures to look like them, and brought our book back to us and gave us a different religion. My hope is, and now Liwelelo is the same as Yahweh of the Bible. The Sukuma concept of supreme being is correct. He's almighty. He's the creator of the earth and all in it, the man and animals. And Liwelelo is Yahweh of the Old Testament. And the Sukuma people are the children of God. Yes, the Sukuma people are the Israelites. Peace and blessings to you.